Hello, and welcome back to our amazing podcast that like 30 people watched. May have been even less than that. So today our topic of discussion will be Doom 4, or Doom, even, after its recent reveal, I say in quote marks, at, what's the convention? QuakeCon. QuakeCon. Although,
We already knew about it.
yeah, that and we didn't get to see anything from it, and yeah. So first of all, did you read any of the kind of stuff about it being announced?
Not really.
So basically what I gathered is basically Doom or Brutal Doom with better graphics, kind of. They've talked about fast-paced combat that's on Mars outside of a Union Aerospace Corporation building. That's where the demo was. There's a lot of melee combat, and the combat is brutal. That's quote.
Melee combat.
Yeah. So, like fists, finishing moves, basically like Brutal Doom. Also, apparently, it is designing crazy enemies and weapons, and you'll be able to carry around loads of weapons at the same time. Which is good, because I prefer games with multiple weapons than just two, especially a Doom game.
Yeah, like why? That would just be so weird, just having two weapons.
Yeah.
I don't even think any Doom game has done that.
No, I'm not that I'm aware of. Maybe Quake has, but my only hope is if they are doing multiple weapons, you need a quicker way of selecting them, like a weapon wheel, like kind of Red Dead. Or I believe they did that in Wolfenstein more recently, but you haven't played that. But yeah.
Nah.
So a weapon wheel, definitely, if you ever carry more than 3 weapons, because I don't want to have to sit there and keep switching with Y or whatever the button is until I hit the weapon I want. But yeah, apparently it's very violent. During one section of the demo, the player ripped an arm off a guard to get through a biometric scanner. Okay, sure, Doom violence, why not? Yeah. And the only confirmed weapon from all of this is the chainsaw, which they wielded in the demo, apparently. So, has the chainsaw been in every... No. Wait, has it been in every Doom game? I can't remember.
Was it in the first?
I don't think so. I don't even know if it was in 2. I don't remember.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Yeah, it is.
It must have been in 1.
I've not really played 1, so I couldn't say. I don't remember it in 1.
It's been in everything since 2, at least.
Yeah, it was in 3. So yeah, what's your opinion on the direction the series is going back to its more action roots?
Okay. Never played Brutal Doom. I know what it is.
Same.
I don't really care about gore. In fact, I'd prefer if it just went back to what it used to be, like regular Doom.
Yeah, I think, though, for the time, obviously, that was very violent, and I think they're trying to top that with a modern-day setting, because Doom nowadays is really tame.
Yeah, but...
So...
I don't know.
I know...
I'm not going to start an argument by saying, oh, we've developed into a more violent society and...
Well, I would say just gore is a good way of showing to the player their actions on screen. Like, it's more satisfying to shoot someone and them to explode than you to shoot them and they just fall down.
Yeah, but even original Doom did that. Like, if you shot a regular enemy with a rocket launcher, they would crumble into mush.
Exactly. But obviously...
I don't know why they can't just deal with that, though, rather than... Like, if you use the chain gun in Brutal Doom, I've seen it, it's like just your whole screen basically fills up with blood.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, do I actually care about this?
I would say that opens up the wider question of, do I really care about Doom 4 now, or Doom? Because it doesn't seem to be doing anything different enough. Like, I'm going to compare it to the most recent thing that's similar, is Wolfenstein, the latest one. That did something different. That took the basic idea of Wolfenstein, which is you kill Nazis, and did all sorts of different things with it. It's like, you kill Nazi in a concentration camp, you kill Nazis on the moon, you kill Nazis under the sea. It went with the basic idea of Wolfenstein and ran with it. I don't know if this is taking the basic idea of you fight demons and running with it. Like, it doesn't seem to be doing anything different enough. Once again, it's on Mars, which I was kind of like, couldn't we get somewhere more interesting? Like, we have 8 planets in our solar system, 9 if you include Pluto. Why not set anywhere else? Like, even in Doom 2, when you went to Earth, that still really felt like Mars. It wasn't very different. But that's because of the time and graphics and that. Nowadays, you could do all sorts of really diverse, weird-looking worlds, because pretty much every planet in our solar system looks very different from each other. So it's like, why not let me fight demons on all the different planets?
Is that confirmed, by the way? Is it demons now, not just aliens?
Well, I don't know. I always call them demons. They basically are demons. Let's face it. They look like Satan, the majority of them. It hasn't said once again. So I don't know if I have the quote here, but it is an origin story, and they're acting like that's something new. But wasn't that what Doom 3 was?
Yeah.
That was the start of the Satan alien invasion. So I don't. The story of Doom doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're doing something especially interesting with it. Like, once again, Wolfenstein was Nazi 1960s. This isn't like if the demons took over the world, what that would look like. It's just, you're on the is it UAC?
UAC.
You're on a UAC base on Mars fighting alien demons again. So, yeah, I don't know if that's especially interesting anymore. Like, it's been so long since Doom 3. It's been almost 10 years, hasn't it?
2006 it came out.
Yeah, so it's 8 years. 8 years. It's almost 10 years old. And I've not really been one of the people that's dying for a new Doom.
Is that just because of how bad Doom 3 was, though?
See, Doom 3 was an interesting idea, and I would say base Doom 3 is probably good. The BFG edition of it is awful and doesn't work, but Doom 3 was an interesting idea for what they were doing with it, making it more horror and story focused. So, no, I wouldn't say that's turned me off to the Doom series. I would just say nothing's happened for so long. We've seen nothing for so long. Arguably, we've still seen nothing. We've seen that trailer that was suspiciously like Wolfenstein's one, and we've got these articles describing the demo to us. Maybe it's because I refuse to try and get hyped for anything these days, because I don't know what that would, because it just, the games industry doesn't have a good track record with paying off hype, especially for something like Doom, where it's not been around for a while.
Was there even hype on Doom? I mean, we weren't old enough to know, but
I believe so. There's hype for this one, definitely. Looking at the comments on all these articles, people are like, oh yes, I want this game now, and stuff like that. So people are really excited for this. Like the most similar example to this is the most recent Duke Nukem, where it wasn't around for ages, and then it came back, and obviously that wasn't great. So it's like,
Ben, it was shit.
yeah,
You can beat that out if you want, but it was.
It was one of the worst games ever made, but
Yeah,
partly
I think it is the worst game ever made,
um,
except for that I've played at least.
probably trying to think. Yeah, probably off the top of my head, I can't. Nothing else. Nothing else is that insultingly bad. Oh no, wait, Colonial Marines. That's pretty awful.
But yeah, for you it might be that. And then
But even then, that wasn't as morally reprehensible as Duke Nukem Forever. That just had some awful marketing stuff. There wasn't horrible subtext within
But then
Colonial
you hear
Marines.
about that biker game.
What, Ride to Hell?
Ride to Hell. I saw that today. Made me laugh.
Yeah, but even then, that's hilariously bad. Duke Nukem's just awful. Or Duke Nukem Forever. But obviously that was made by Gearbox, so a very different situation. But I think the main issue is it haven't made a very good game for a while now. Like, Rage was a good tech demo, but as a game it bored me. I'm sorry, it was just not good. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun, particularly. It was like Fallout and what's Twisted Metal? Is that car game? The PS exclusive one?
Oh yeah.
It was like those two had a weird, and Borderlands had a weird offspring game with really good graphics and animations. That was all Rage had going for it, was the graphics. I don't think as a game or a world it was very interesting. And before that, it made Quake 4, which I played a bit of, and it plays like Doom Fou-I, but not as good. So, also coupled with, I believe all the original people of id now have left. I think.
Wow.
Like, John Carmack has gone, so everyone that made the original Doom is no longer working there, I believe.
Except the janitor.
So it's like, does it have? That could be a benefit. Obviously, sometimes it's better to take a creative work away from the original creators and let other people play around with it. But
Star Wars Episode
7. And obviously sometimes it's not. But it remains to be seen if that will be the case with Doom. I just leave an awkward silence there where I'm tempted to say 4, but I won't. But yeah, especially as the way it was announced was so anticlimactic. Like, it was just purchase Wolfenstein The New Order to get access to Doom. Or Doom Beta, even. And we have no news of when the beta's coming out, even if it's this year, which I don't believe it is. So that just felt like a stunt to try and make even more people buy Wolfenstein The New Order. Which I would say wasn't needed, because I believe Wolfenstein New Order sold well. And also, I think Wolfenstein The New Order is a really good game, and one of the few really good games on PS4. I did like it was announced along with Wolfenstein, though, because obviously Wolfenstein was before Doom and made by the same people. But yeah, I still stand by the best way to make a modern day Doom would just be to do Left 4 Dead with demons.
Which is essentially about as close as you can get to original Doom.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's you running through a level, fighting off hordes of demons to get to the exit.
And legit, it's running.
Yeah.
From what I've seen and played of Left 4 Dead, you actually move quite fast.
Oh yeah, you there is no sprint. You just move at a pace. and I love Left 4 Dead, so I would be happy to see Doom be something similar, especially as I don't even know if Doom works with current graphics. Like, people have remade the original Doom levels in the Doom 3 engine as mods, and whilst it's kind of nostalgic, I don't think they work with modern AI. Because obviously the original Doom is one of those fake 3D games, where it is 3D, but it's... You know what I mean, right?
It's semi-2D.
Yeah, it's like 2.5D. In fact, that may even be the term for it, but... Yeah, so I don't know if that works with a modern graphics engine and the way characters move and all of that in a present-day situation. I don't know, do you think Doom could work with modern graphics?
It's not so much the graphics that's the problem. It's because here's what they could do. They could just do what they do with the Halo remakes.
Yeah.
And like switch new graphics and old graphics on and off.
Yeah, and have the engines running concurrently. But even then, Halo was different though, because Halo was a real 3D game. So
true.
The Switch wouldn't be as startling. Like, being a fan of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, playing with the modern graphics does still feel like you're playing the original Halo. It just looks better. So, I don't even know if I'm referring to graphics, it's more the way games are played now. Like, now we have a jump button, which apparently you are getting in Doom. Apparently you can jump now, obviously you'll be able to look up and down. I think I even heard there's a double jump.
Oh god.
But
platforming.
No, but they said there will be no jumping puzzles, I believe. So
I didn't say that. I said there would be platforming.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's a jumping puzzle.
Well, no. What I mean by platforming, I mean like, mate, if you're saying there's animation kills, I'm talking like maybe some Assassin's Creed BS is gonna come up, like jump onto a ledge, then jump down and like stab someone in the head. Something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. So long as it's not literally you have to jump on specific platforms to reach the end. So long as that doesn't happen, I'm fine with it. Yeah, but as far as like jumping on an enemy to take them down, I don't mind that, except that it's in every game now. The only difference would be you get to jump assassinate demons or zombie people now. Which, oh yay. I hope they do something interesting with the graphics, because Doom 3 even has a very grey-brown aesthetic until you get to Hell, so I would like to see levels in Hell, and that comes back to, I want it set somewhere else other than Mars. Mars is a boring-looking planet. It's all orange. Like, other planets are like blue and stuff.
It's probably a good thing why it should be set on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Earth is a very diverse world. You can set it in a lot of places. Maybe I want to fight demons in the Arctic. That could be fun.
In the desert. As much as that would be like Mars, it also wouldn't.
I suppose so. But yeah, Doom's aesthetic has been very copied, and nowadays, and every shooter is kind of that colour palette. So I think Doom has the potential to look very different if it sets
Especially if they're going all the way with this whole brutal Doom thing.
Yeah.
They're likely going to have, like, a lot of red.
Yeah. Like, cover the walls with blood if you are going to do that. Don't
walls pretty to begin with.
Don't go halfway with it. Don't be like, oh, you can shoot enemies, but only bleed a little. Make it very B-movie gore levels, like blood just spurting out, unrealistic amounts of it. Like, yeah, I think that would be much better than just, oh no, I've been shot, my arms come off. Arg. Also, the BFG will make another appearance. I'm calling it now. I don't think they've said anything, but of course it will.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Exactly.
In fact, why wouldn't any of the weapons make another appearance?
I don't know. I hope the machine gun gets made better from Doom 3.
Wait, as in the SMG?
Yeah, the SMG, sorry.
Why wasn't that good? That was great.
No, it's sound then. Give it a better sound effect.
It sounded, yeah, it was pathetic.
It was like, make it sound better. Obviously, the actual gun worked fine and was actually probably one of the better guns. Yeah, as far as enemies go, put some bigger enemies in there. Like, having played a fair bit of Doom 3, until the end, as far as I'm aware, you don't really fight huge enemies. Whereas, obviously, in the original Dooms, you would fight, like, those spider brain things and stuff like that. So I would like to see those make a reappearance, along with new enemies. Because I don't want Doom to fall into the trap of just constantly throwing their same old demons in the game.
But in the same way, I don't want them throwing too much new shit.
Oh, no, I don't want it to just be a culling of all the old ones,
because
but...
if you look at... There's actually a lot of enemies in
exactly.
the Dooms.
So I hope they throw those in and a couple of new ones. I don't want it all new ones or anything, but always introduce a few new ones to make it fresh and new.
Like something that stays more grounded.
What do you mean?
Because there's actually a lot of fast-moving objects in Doom.
Yeah.
But I'd like there to be a bit more of a slow kind of thing.
What, similar to Doom 3? More so than Doom 3?
Yeah, but I'm kind of looking back at the original Dooms. Like, even the Mancubuses, because even though they were slow, like movement-wise, they had fast-moving projectiles.
Yeah.
So I'd quite like it if an enemy could be quite fast, but uses slow-moving attacks.
Okay.
Like, mix it up like that.
Yeah. Strafing is going to be a major component, again.
When is it not?
Modern shooters. I think they were just kind of promising, don't worry, strafing is still a major thing for Doom.
Good.
I can't really remember in Doom 3 if there was a lot.
No, that was a bit, especially in the later game.
Well, I haven't reached that, so I can't speak for that.
Because I actually have the original copy. So
Yeah.
Doom 3.
Yeah.
It's actually, it gets a lot better later in the game as more enemies start coming up.
So quickly before we go on to what we want from Doom for, like, overall, like, I want these things to reappear and stuff like that, I want to quickly talk about how it wasn't shown to the general public. So this is from a GameSpot article, which I will link both of the ones I've used in the description, hopefully, if I remember. So Pete Hines, the PR and marketing boss for Doom, their publisher, Bethesda, he told PC Gamer that Doom is not yet ready for a proper reveal. Next year is normally when I think we would have started, but amidst problems of reports at id Software and troubled development of the game, it was decided that something should be shown. Bethesda and id didn't want to expose the still-in-progress game to an extreme amount of scrutiny at this stage, though, hence why the QuakeCon only reveal. First of all, do you believe that they only showed it because there were all these reports of layoffs at id, and they were like, don't worry guys, Doom is still being made?
No, because if there's one thing I know about video games, is that two people can make a bloody good, brilliant game.
Oh yeah, the original Doom was made by like 5.
In a company.
I
mean, for you it'd be Hotline Miami.
Oh yeah, Hotline Miami's made by 2 people, so... And yeah, Doom was made by like 5 or 7 guys.
Originally,
Yeah. Um, I think that's just kind of the modern mindset where games need to be made by 200 people. So when people hear of layoffs, they're like, only 150 people making this game. Not sure how amazing it will be.
Which is weird because Uncharted, which is an amazingly graphic game, like it looks amazing. Has it still only got 150 people to 200 at Naughty Dog?
Yeah.
Like, Naughty Dog is a very small company, but they dish out like AAA titles almost every time they release something.
But yeah, I think that's. I would say this is more of a hype thing, and I feel they announced this at only QuakeCon, where they know only their hardcorest of hardcore fans would go to build up hype for it. They want people talking about it, no matter how far into development it is. They need to build up that hype and those pre-order reasons, and yeah, I think that's more why it was announced. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, because it's like, I don't want this meaningless hype machine to start up for Doom 4, especially as as I said, it barely ever pays off. Watch Dogs was a disappointment. I'm sorry if you enjoyed that game. It was. So I think if you're gonna show it, just go out all the way. It's like, we know only our hardcore fans will love this no matter what we show. So, but let's not show it to the internet, because Lord knows people there will hate it, possibly. Whereas if we only have articles of journalists who may have been caught up in the hype machine, I don't want to just point them out and be like, grr, you're all hyped for this game. But they know only the really hardcore people will go there, and they will love it no matter what, so they will want them talking about it from a more biased point of view, or more positively biased point of view. Because they go on to say, we don't want a stream to go up for a game that isn't at the point where we would formally show it to the world. And now that that thing is being picked apart and digested and gone through frame by frame and being nitpicked to death, when normally we wouldn't be showing this to anybody at all. I don't get that. It's, if you're going to show it, don't just not show it, if that makes sense. Show it to the general public, not just your hardcore fanboys. It feels very worrying that they're like, we don't know how good this game actually is. We don't want it being nitpicked. Because surely if your game is good, like, even if people go through it frame by frame, sure, they'll find problems, but it shouldn't be something to worry about, surely.
Like, if you show something to two groups of people, one group is probably going to think it's crap, and the other groups are going to think it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Someone's going to hate your game.
Yeah, you can't. Especially if you do the modern game trick of just putting work in progress in words in the corner of your video.
Yeah. Like,
surely then that reflects most criticism. Because you can just be like, it's a work in progress, it's not finished yet, guys. So it does feel very weird that they're talking about not showing it till next year, is the general vibe I'm getting. They're like, we're not going to actually show this until 2015.
Yeah.
So it's like, why announce Doom 4 at all until next year? Like, I don't think this is going to pay off for them in the long run. I don't think having this quick buzz of hype in July of 2014 is going to work in 2015. Because after summer, all the big games come out, and people are just kind of probably going to forget about Doom 4 for a while. So yeah, this quote does kind of just go on about that. Like, we wanted to show them something that gives confidence that id is still a viable studio that's doing really cool stuff, that is making a game you want to play, and is treating Doom with the care and respect that you want. and now we're going to go away and go back to making this game, but to be able to counter other people talking about us, and we're sort of just sitting here staying silent or operating from this negative space of like, oh, it's got rebooted, oh, it's in trouble, all that of that stuff just bothered the hell out of me. That's the quote. So yeah, it is kind of like, if you're going to announce it, you shouldn't be scared of people going through it frame by frame. And also, it's Doom. I don't think people are expecting the world from this. Like, I'm not expecting this to revolutionize video games again, like the original Doom did.
You never know. It could could bring back Duke Nukem.
Well, they keep talking about this top-down shooter, but apparently Gearbox still have the rights, so I don't know what's happening with that. If I'm honest, I don't really care to see Duke Nukem again.
But it was good.
Yeah, it was good for the time, and if you like those games, I haven't played the originals. Yeah, sure, you can still play them, but I don't think Duke Nukem is something that needs to keep going and going and going, at least as like a AAA thing.
Oh, yeah. It's never going to be AAA again.
Yeah, Duke Nukem is very much a product of the times, and as video games have kind of gone on to be more inclusive, do you really want Duke Nukem being touted as like the Christ of video games still?
No, because it's not what it will never be what it once was.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm fine if it's like a small, not indie, but you know what I mean, a kind of budget game where it's even if it went back to the old art style, I'd argue that'd be better.
Yeah.
I don't think Duke Nukem works being realistic,
No,
graphics wise.
It defeats the point of Duke Nukem.
Yeah, and so if it went back to that and was kind of a smaller thing where you can just go on Steam and download it for £10-20, that'd be better for that. But yeah, I totally forgot what our point was about with Duke Nukem.
It could spin off something.
Oh yeah. So that could work. And as for Doom, I don't know. Well, kind of waiting, hoping it will be good. I don't know if it will be revolutionary. If it is, obviously that'll be great, but I'm not sitting here expecting the world from it. That's why I have Half-Life 3. But, yeah, so, I know, that was kind of the quote, and that was my thoughts on that. I just thought that was interesting that they announced it in this way. So what are the main things you want from Doom?
Well, now that you've kind of revealed to me that it's going back, if it's anything like Brutal Doom, which means it has to be somewhat similar to the original Doom.
Yeah. That is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
It needs to be as much like Final Doom as possible, because Final Doom, in my opinion, was the best Doom. It was the most well balanced, it had the best levels, and it was fun. Meaning the shotgun, as in the double barrel shotgun, has to be basically your right hand weapon.
Yeah. If they make that DLC again like Rage did...
No, it needs to be in the game, and it needs to be godly like it once was.
Exactly. Do not do a Rage and make it DLC, or I will flip
or Doom 3 for that matter.
Was it DLC? I thought it was just locked in a case.
No, it was DLC.
Oh, I don't know. I've only played the BFG
Resurrection
edition. In the BFG edition, you just kind of get it anyway, so
yeah.
I don't know about originally Doom 3. But yeah, I'd agree. Double barrel shotgun, BFG need to be in there. Because they're Doom. Do you have anything else?
We obviously need, I think, more melee weapons.
Especially if it's a melee-focused game like they're talking about.
Yeah, so maybe rather than having a chainsaw, you get it once and you play with it, like you use it until you die. Like maybe you can switch it out per se, because it'd be kind of weird cycling through loads and loads of melee weapons as well as firearms.
Yeah.
So maybe only have one other melee weapon apart from like your knuckle duster. And you can add swords, you can add probably like cyber weapons like buzzsaws, all kinds of stuff, I bet. But more melee weapons would be nice.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't know, because it's a weird title, Doom, because you can look at it like, what would have made Doom 3 a better game would have been side quests.
Alright.
As in, like, you know, not so much fetch quests, but like, as much as you progressed in the story, you also had to do side quests that would give you better endings at the end.
Okay.
So maybe adding something like that, like maybe some side quests that you can do, or branching storylines that gives you different routes to.
Or branching levels. Like that was
well.
something Wolfenstein did really well. I think Doom should definitely embrace that and have you be able to. Don't make the levels really linear. Don't make them really dark, especially if you're not going for the horror focus like Doom 3.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need to always have your flashlight on if they're going for an action focus.
Which is if they're saying they're using brutal Doom style, then they are.
Exactly.
They are going for pure action.
Like the original couple of Dooms, minus a select few areas, they weren't really dark. There wasn't lighting.
There were a few areas that were pretty pitch black. But...
Yeah. And even then, that was just quickly for effect. Whereas, obviously, Doom 3, it's a horror focus, so most of the time it's dark. BFG forgets that and is like, hey, have your flashlight that you're always going to have on. So...
Is that the BFG edition or just Doom 3?
BFG edition.
Yeah, because in Doom 3, like the original...
Yeah, you had to choose between guns and weapons. Or guns and weapons? Guns and flashlight.
Guns and flashlight. Which was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Especially like the extremely dark areas. Like,
yeah, and it also...
have, like, little bulbs of light to help you.
And it also worked at hiding the graphics.
Yeah, but even then, for an Xbox game...
Yeah, but I'm saying that also worked in its favour. It aged better because of that.
Yeah.
Whereas Doom 3 BFG edition did not, because it always had you have your shoulder flashlight on. Which, so storyline, do you want anything?
Like, for the whole overall story?
Yeah, because they're talking about story and it being an origin story. What do you want from that?
Trying to tap into my old Doom knowledge.
It's great storyline.
Yeah. It has to have something to do with gates, otherwise it's not Doom. I don't know, really. Just more story would be nice.
Okay, so I will go into my wish list, and I'm going to say the opposite to you on story. I don't care for a story in Doom.
But we're in such a day and age where critics are going to muller this thing if it doesn't have a story.
Yeah, but if you just make it an arcadey shooter...
But that's the thing. They won't.
Exactly.
It's it we're talking about.
Yeah,
It's it paired with Bethesda.
I don't think there's as interesting things you can do with it, unlike Wolfenstein, which was an interesting analysis of BJ Blazkowicz's character. I don't think you have that with Doom Guy. Like, they explored how...
Have they confirmed Doom Guy, though?
Well...
Maybe we're getting a named character this time around.
We did last time, but with the Doom character...
What was his name?
That's Corporal something or other, wasn't it?
No, it weren't. It was Marine.
I'm sure he had a name.
Not in Doom 3. Maybe PFG edition.
I remember hearing a name. No, they call you by name.
No, in Doom 3, they said Marine.
Yeah, but at the start, you have a name.
No.
I'm looking this up. Doom 3.
You may have gotten a title, but you never given a name.
I'm looking this up. Doom 3, not BFG edition. Sorry, audience, if you're still listening. Plots. The game opens. Blah blah blah. Oh no, it is just Marine. I take it back. This dude. Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
The name Guy would be nice.
Private Guy, I would love that.
Yeah.
Private D Guy, and you never find out his first name.
Private D Guy.
Yeah, I don't care for a story. I don't think there's as interesting a thing you can do with it. Like, Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein was a patriot, so it explored what's a patriot without a nation. I don't think there's as interesting a thing you can do with Doom Guy.
Or as we now call him, Private D Guy.
Yeah, so I don't really care for a story. Doom's never really had a story.
It's not, but it needs to be there. Even if it was like how it was in the original, just that little random slow typing of words.
Yeah, but even then, I would say that's not a story. I would say fine like that in Doom. Jesus. Doom, not Doom Cube, Doom whatever 4 is. I don't care for some engrossing cutscene story. First of all, don't have cutscenes, except if you have an opening cutscene. What's wrong with you?
Sometimes they work, like to introduce an enemy.
Yeah, but that's different. I'm talking like, Marine, here's your cutscene, blah, 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 blah.
Here's your cutscene.
What else? Please make them demons. I want a boss fight with Satan in this game.
Get the 4 horsemen in that shit.
Exactly,
I would fucking play that, like a 4 horsemen's boss.
Exactly. Have the final boss be Satan. That would be fun. Make cyber demons like a special enemy, like a mini boss.
Make Death like your wingman.
Private Guy dies and is resurrected by Death so that he can fight Satan and then Death can inherit the underworld.
Yeah, there's a story.
There you go. Right there. Fine, if you have a story, make it really ridiculous. Do not make it serious, like, oh no, the demons have murdered my family.
It's just,
weapons-wise...
What it once was. I want Doom to be what it once was.
Yeah, make it B-movie as hell, make it ridiculous, just fight demons, the game. And make them demons, not alien demons, please. I want to...
Files in,
Sorry?
The Arc Files in Doom 3.
I don't remember them.
They're the ones that shot fire at you.
Oh, right.
Like, from their hands. And I don't remember, could they resurrect him? So I can't remember.
I don't remember. But enemies-wise, yeah, I would like to see cyber demons be more common, but not really common. Make them like a mini-boss.
Yeah,
don't have just one
like
you fight.
I know it's a weird example, but Geth Primes in Mass Effect.
Yeah. Make imps look better. I like them how they look in the original Dooms, but I think they look really... Better. I think they looked really bad in Doom 3. They look really...
Yeah, did they have 4 arms?
I don't remember. I remember they got rid of the spikes on their shoulders, which made them look less metal. So I was like,
Metal.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the original Doom's cover. That is so metal. Make it like that again. Just, you fight Satans. I want Satan as a boss in the game, please. That's my wish.
Not even the final boss. He's just like sitting in his chair or something.
Yeah.
And, like, he gets up.
The final boss is Mega Satan.
Mega Satan Ram's Head 2.0.
No, it turns out that God was behind it all at the end. It was all part of God's plan to have you wipe out hell.
God works in mysterious ways.
It's suddenly becoming a JRPG where you fight God at the end. Oh, that'd be great.
And as well as death, you get Angel Gabriel as your wingman, just like...
And then it turns out Angel Gabriel was behind it all because he went to take over heaven.
And then you have like a tag team final boss with Death and Angel Gabriel.
Oh, but yeah, make it really ridiculous, please. Weapons wise, bring back all the old weapons. Put some new cool hell weapons in there. I don't know how that works, but some really metal looking.
That isn't a cube.
Yeah, that isn't a cube. Like really weird.
Like a triangle. I like triangles.
Like those guns at the end of the Darkness 2. Make them look weird.
Oh, that phone.
Yeah. What else? Levels
Make
as I've.
retarded, like a guitar that shoots out shockwaves or something.
But yeah, levels, make them more than just Mars, please. Like, fight demons in space. Like, not on the moon, in space. Like, flying around in the blackness of space.
We don't need a helmet. We're private D guys.
Exactly.
So we don't need a helmet.
I already talked about enemies. Aside from that... Oh, multiplayer. As there is a beta, that's something we probably should touch on.
Yeah.
Co-op is a
must. Some kind, if not horde mode, would be nice.
I think that, as every game has that now, Doom should have that. And, yes, please. I would like to see co-op, like, in the campaign. Don't make a separate co-op campaign. I would just kind of like... Yeah. As far as deathmatch and that goes, I don't particularly care about that in Doom. I know lots of people do. So yeah, have those in there. Have there be good maps. Aside from that, I don't really have a wish. Oh no, wait. Do not make it a leveling system.
Yeah, just give us everything.
Yeah, on the map and you have to find it. Like Halo, like Doom, like all those.
007.
Yeah, like all of those, you have to find the guns and use them. Make it like that and not reach level 70 to unlock the BFG.
Because then, as soon as everyone who started on day one will have the god weapons.
We'll have God.
Yeah.
The kill streak.
Kill streak god. 10 out of 10.
But yeah, aside from that, levels I would like... My favourite Doom level, and probably one of my favourite video game levels, is the one in Doom 2 where you have all the doors.
Yes.
I want levels like that again where you're drowning in enemies, and then the enemies start killing each other, and you just keep dying, but the enemies keep killing each other, until you're just stood there with, like, dead demons piled up around you. That is my ideal Doom level. I would like to see that make a return. Or something like that. Lots of people say that's really gimmicky, that level, but I think it's great. Like, you're in a room full of, like, 50 imps and have one shotgun. Just, yes, more of that, please. Like Left 4 Dead, where you're drowning in infected. So unless you have anything to add, we should bring this to a close.
I don't know, just... Yeah, a lot more weapons would be good.
Sense of humour.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make it just really violent but really serious for no reason.
No, you have to... Games don't work like that anymore. It has to be funny but gory.
Yeah. Especially as it's Doom, and with the level of violence they're talking about, you can't do that seriously.
No.
Like, I'm sorry, where you rip off a guy's arm to use a biometric scanner, that's ridiculous. So keep the tone ridiculous, don't make it, my family was killed by Satan, and now I have to fight demons.
Make the guy, make Private D Guy the most, like, wisecrackiest guy ever. Just, like, make him Deadpool.
But, yeah, that would be a really interesting difference from Wolfenstein, where in that, the most recent one, Blazkowicz he's kind of crazy, so he just kind of whispers the one-liners to himself and sounds really insane. Because he's kind of meant to be a broken man. So, like, he's like... I can't think of one-liners off the top of my head, but yeah. That'd be an interesting difference from Doom, where Doom is just the guy basically being Duke Nukem. So aside from that's all I really have to say. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
Okay. Well then, we've actually made it to 2 episodes in a podcast series for once, so...
Woo!
Tune in next time for whatever next topical bit of news we decide to talk about.
Probably something that maybe I'm very knowledgeable in and Ben isn't.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be a fun podcast.
That'd be different.
So yeah, do whatever you want, like, subscribe, do whatever the hell you want, I don't care. Get jobs, you deadbeats. Have fun.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. And remember, God works in mysterious ways.